Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to set up our first artboard for our half and half digitally illustrated self-portrait. Within this project, will discover a lot of what Adobe can do, but it's really just the tip of the iceberg. This is how we can set it up. So when you get to your computer and you open up Illustrator, you're going to go to New File. And I already have something saved here, but I'm going to pretend that I'm doing it brand new. You're going to create a 12 by 12 inch artboard. And so what you're going to do is start over here. You're going to make sure that the width is 12 inches and that the height is 12 inches. And you can title it whatever you would like. Maybe a self-portrait draft would be appropriate for your first kind of attempt. And if you're in inches, and then we'll stay in RGB color and high resolution of 300 ppi. And we're going to go ahead and hit create. When this comes up, I have it already preset here to be able to see all of my tools and all of my layers. This is something that you can set up for yourself in your view and make sure that you have everything that you want to see. So you can go to view and window, and in those areas, you can decide if you want just the essentials of your workspace, which is just a few tools, or I prefer the Essentials Classic, which is what I have selected. So I put Essentials Classic because then I feel like I can see everything. And then I also make sure that I have my layers. And this allows me to see all the different, my own little a kind of window here with the various things that I'm going to be working on. I like to look at layers in Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator because then it's just, I don't lose track as easily of all the things I'm working on. So now I'm going to put in a photo of myself, the one that you see everywhere. And in order to do that, you'll find a photo of yourself that you want to use. You mainly want your face to be central as opposed to other objects. So I'm going to go to File and Place. I already have a picture on my desktop. This one, here we go. And I'm going to place, but it kind of toggles around. If I just press place, the image will be super, super big. So I want to give it a kind of a constraint. And so I'm dragging a rectangle, and then when I let go, it's my picture. You can mess around with how big things are by pressing Command T is how you transform it. And if you don't want things to get out of proportion, you want to press Shift while you make things bigger and smaller. If I didn't press Shift while I made things bigger and smaller, I get all wonky. Also, a big thing in Illustrator is to always know you can Command Z, and that is your way to get back or erase your last step. So I'm going to press Shift and get myself to be bigger here and put myself more centralized. I can also click on this crop button in order to get rid of some of the extra information that maybe I know I don't want. So I'm going to get myself organized, crop that, and then fit it to the artboard. Once I fit it to the artboard, oops, I didn't press Shift. That's why I got kind of funky looking. Okay, I feel okay about that, and we see that I have a layer here with just that picture. Now, on a new layer, I'm going to select, and I quickly selected layers 2 and 3. That is where I can start to experiment with my different tools and alter half of my portrait. So this is where I'm going to learn about the pen tool. I'm going to click, hover over a tool, and then I can learn more about that specific tool and find out what it does. The other really helpful thing that I'm going to recommend, and it will be very obvious if you don't, so is to go to Help and go to tutorials. And it automatically has video tutorials. I am going to recommend and have linked in our slides is going to be the Create with Drawing Tools is going to be recommended. It is on the lengthier side, but another one is the Quick Start. And in Quick Start, you can start looking at some, it's shorter, essential techniques for beginners. I'm going to click on that, and then I can go through these particular videos, and they don't have narration, they just have how the certain elements are built. And it's very helpful because it goes through each thing. This is really the best way to get familiar with the tools and be able to better understand your options. So when you're creating your other half of your self-portrait, you can create as many versions as you want and be able to manipulate things from there. More videos will come when it comes to saving artwork, but this is really the best way to now start messing with changing. So I'm just going to start doing funny stuff and kind of make a half and half portrait for myself to then be able to manipulate further. Good luck.